Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you're done on the warfare.
It's the bye week for the Kansas City Chiefs, a chance for Mahomes and the crew to rest up, reset, and gear up for the stretch run. But just because there's no game this weekend doesn't mean the action stops, especially on FanDuel. Right now, Kansas City is slightly better than even money to win the AFC West, sitting around plus 125, which means $100 could turn into $225 if the Chiefs take the division again. And if you've got your eyes on the big prize, Kansas City sitting at about 5.5 to 1 odds to win the Super Bowl. So the value's there if you believe this team's about to catch fire down the stretch. FanDuel has you covered every step of the way: futures, props, parlays, and everything in between, all with fast payouts and an app smoother than a Mahomes sidearm throw. And don't forget, every Friday on Chief Concerns, we drop our best 5-leg same-game parlay for the week ahead. Plus, JD's 10 keys to victory for what the Chiefs need to focus on coming out of the bye. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and make every snap, every bet count. The bye week might be quiet, but it's the perfect time to get in on the action. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns, your Monday morning tight end show. I'm Marcus Dash, and our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, will be joining us shortly to kind of break down what we saw this past weekend. The loss, break down what he saw from the position groups. I've been seeing a lot of stuff online today. A lot of people talking about, the offensive line, Mahomes, the play calling, a lot of stuff. So tonight, JD's got a whole day to kind of go over the game from yesterday, to watch that again, the horrible game to watch again. I'm not going to watch it again. That's why JD's so much different than all of us, right? He'll watch it again and break down what he didn't like about it, what he saw that we didn't see. So, yeah, that'll be what we do tonight. And, yeah, I do want to go over some few things before I talk to you guys in the chat to see who's in here. But again, I think 2 weeks ago I mentioned it, but we'll be doing our holiday giveaway again. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, leave a review with your YouTube handle. We have some lovely, lovely stuff from our guy, Corey the Artist Chief, who sent in these beautiful paintings, these beautiful pictures that he's painted, and we'll be sending them out to people who subscribe to the channel, as well as leave a review on Apple Podcasts with your YouTube handle, just so we know who you are and we can get in contact with you. Last year was a hit. So many people came out and supported the channel by going to Apple Podcasts and leaving a great review with your YouTube channel. And we were able to send you guys out these lovely pieces of work from our guy, Corey the Artist Chief. So, yeah, all you got to do to get involved is subscribe to the channel, which most of you guys in the chat are. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, this is all you got to do. You subscribe, and then go to the link in the description of the episode and leave a review with your YouTube handle on Apple Podcasts. Pretty straightforward, really. So, yeah, do that, and you'll be randomly put into the shuffle. I think we have about 12 to 15 of these bad boys this year, so we're going to be giving away a good amount of these. And we also have Chief Concerns headbands, Mahomes-style headbands we'll be sending out as well in the raffle, too. So come on, guys. Get in on it. It's holiday season, baby. Let's get in on it. So if you are new to the channel, we did this last year. It was a great hit. But, yeah, we'll be doing that again this year. We'll be starting to name who won these shuffles in December. And, yeah, we'll do a couple a week. And then, yeah, that's what we'll do. So, yeah. So, guys, get in on it. It's going to be fun stuff. So, yeah. All right. So, obviously, there was some good news today. And I know day after a loss like that, nobody wanted to celebrate anything. But, hey, the Chiefs saved the good news for us the day after a loss like that. And what happened? Josh Simmons is back. We'll talk about that with JD when he comes on, how big of a deal that is to get Josh Simmons back. Again, I kind of called that, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. I thought that was going to happen. It was going to be right after the bye week, or the week of the bye week is when he'll be coming back. And there you go. Lo and behold, he's back right when the bye week comes. And I'll say this too. I think it's an underrated portion of everything is the fact that our bye week came on the week of the trade deadline week. So if we do make a trade tomorrow or tonight, probably tomorrow, if we do, that guy has a whole week to get acclimated. 2 weeks really, because you have the next week, the game plan week, but you have this week to kind of get acclimated in the system. So it's honestly the best time to have a bye week is right now. So yeah, I think that's an underrated storyline with this whole thing. No one's even talked about that. The fact that we do have a bye week and that is clutch to have a bye week when you do have a need, like we do in the defensive line. I know people think running back too, but it seems like it's going to be D-line. It has to be D-line. I would be surprised. There's two things, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we don't make a deal tomorrow because just usually trade deadline, there's a lot of more smoke than anything else. Nothing really happens at trade deadline. Like a million guys' names get mentioned, but maybe like 3 to 5 guys get traded on trade deadline day. It's just generally how it is. NFL is so much different than the NBA or Major League Baseball. A million trades happen in those sports, but not in the NFL. So I wouldn't be surprised if nothing happens tomorrow, but I'd be surprised if it was anything but a defensive lineman gets traded to us. So that's where I kind of stand on it. So, yeah. And this week, guys, so Wednesday, JD and I will have a not a preview show, but it's a bye week show. Pretty much talking about the highest, the hottest topics, the hottest deadlines for the Chiefs going into the bye week. And we will probably have a guest on. I've been talking to the guy, the beast, Mike Pennell. Mike's probably going to be coming on here Wednesday. So I will let you guys know about that. And JD might have had somebody as well, but I believe we're going to definitely have Mike Pennell on Wednesday's show. So bring your questions in. Bring what you got to ask the 3-time Chief coming on the show Wednesday. So should be a good one. So, yeah, definitely tune in for that. And then, yeah, so let's go see what you guys got. There's quite a few of you in the chat tonight. Let's see what you guys got. All righty. Audrey Chanel. Ooh, Audrey's first one today. Ooh, okay. Audrey, usually Gary Hollis is the first one in here. So, hey, Gary's got some work to do. Audrey's showing you up, buddy. Good evening, Chief Concerns family. I can't wait for these grades tonight. I'm glad to have Simmons back. Yes, sirree. I am right there with you. Big time with you. Cordell Robinson. What's up, buddy? Evening, y'all. G, my guy G. What up, buddy? Gee, I'm glad about Simmons too, but our O-line took huge hits last night. Smith was already banged up. Now Taylor and Kingsley are too. I mean, again, great time to have a bye week, right? Simmons gets to have his back kind of figured out a little bit. A week of rest will do him some good. Whatever the ankle situation with Juwan, and then Kingsley's ankle or knee, whatever that was. I mean, he did come back in the game, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, that's good that we have a bye week for those guys to get reacclimated into some rest, recovery. Yeah, those guys will be the ice baths, the recovery. I don't know what they're called, like those little suit things that you guys can put your legs in. It's like a cryotherapy kind of thing. Those things are great. It's like I've had them before. God, what are they called? Essentially, what they do is it's pretty much like you put your legs in them. It's like a vacuum kind of thing. It's like a vacuum seal, and like they just I don't know what they do in there, but it feels pretty dang good. I know it sounds so non-scientific what I just said, but leg recovery. Okay, yeah, these things are nuts. Yeah, compression recovery. Yeah, let me put these up. And I sound like an idiot the way I explained it just a second ago. These things are real deal. Have you guys ever had these before? Woo-wee. They feel dang good. I don't know what they do, but man, I don't know the exact science behind it, but I'll tell you what, like, if you've never had one of these before and you have like chronic like leg pain, ankle pain, any of that stuff, these are perfect for you to get. I mean, they have places in the DC area, at least where I live, where you can go for the day and just have a 30-minute or an hour session in one of these things. Beautiful. And also physical therapy places will have them as well. It's really a great recovery. Love them. Anyone say anything about them? Yeah. No. Ooh, I mean, if you want to buy yourself, it's pretty expensive. But I believe the like for example, I went to like a cryotherapy place around here. Gosh, I think it was like $40 for an hour just to sit with these things. I mean, pretty much you just sit on a medical bed. You put these things in, we're on the ground, and then you let those things kind of get to work. It's really awesome. I know NFL players and NBA players live on these things. So, yeah, it's good stuff for sure. And physical therapy places have them too. So that's also another spot for them. But yeah. So essentially what I'm trying to say is a lot of our guys, our offensive linemen will probably be rocking these things a few times a day for the entirety of this week. And D-line too. But mainly based on the way the injuries were going yesterday, it seems like our O-line will be the ones to do that. So yeah, there you go. You guys learned some scientific therapy stuff today, I guess. And then I did too. I didn't even know. They're just called recovery boots, I guess. Yeah, recovery boots. Interesting name for them. Grades are going to be tough tonight. Yes, they are. JD, I mean, I'll tell you what. I had a few people DM us saying, "Wow, what JD kind of went in yesterday. It was kind of the harshest he's ever been. He was pretty harsh yesterday. You know, I think a lot of us were kind of stunned as to what we saw on the field. So yeah, that was probably the harshest I'd seen JD. I mean, that was even harsher than Super Bowl Sunday. You know, this past year. So yeah, JD went in. And then tonight might be even better, to be quite honest with you. Woo! I can't wait. I'm more curious to see what he says about the offensive play calling. I was looking at the different position groups today as I was putting together our normal slide deck. Very curious to see how he says about the play calling offensively. I think that might be the lowest graded offensive game plan of the year. Has to be. Just has to be. There's no excuse there because you have all your offensive pieces. Kareem Hunt's averaging about 5 yards a carry. And you don't run the ball. There's no quick game, really. And Mahomes is making 10-step dropbacks, like looking for people downfield all game long when they're pressing for deep shots. The whole thing made no sense. So, yeah, I'm sure JD's going to have a field day with that. Cordell Robinson, we need D-line help. And what is going on with Fulton and Elijah? Well, and we know Eli Mitchell's they're not high on him, it seems like, because they went with CEH yesterday. And they could have kept CEH instead of letting him go. I don't know. But yeah, and then Fulton, healthy scratch, don't get it still, but we'll see. Gee, was it me or was Sheffers and his crew letting Mahomes get killed all night? Some of those hits were late and over the top. I also wonder why our linemen, like defenses, bully our guys. I wonder why our linemen aren't pushing piles like as much as the other teams do. I watch a million NFL games a weekend in college too, but I see these guys just pushing runners. We don't really do that. I mean, I know we don't have a cute quarterback who does a QB sneaks, but man, like the 11 times we do run the ball with Kareem Hunt, I want to see our linemen freaking shoving them. I don't really see that often. I don't see a lot of push from the guys. So yeah, it is interesting. And I'll say this: I know the one that everyone's keep showing is the whatever his name is, Espinesa, who nailed Mahomes as Mahomes was throwing him to the sideline. Mahomes was in bounds. I don't think that was extra, but the Buffalo Bills fans seem like they're really getting off on that one. They really. I saw a Buffalo Bills fan count on Twitter, type who else has watched this at least 100 times today? It's like I love this. It's like, geez, really? Pretty pathetic, but okay. I can't say I have watched the Josh Allen misthrow to Kincaid in the AFC Championship game a lot. I haven't. Just I don't need to watch that, but I guess it takes small wins, right? Because they don't have any rings. They got nothing. Like this whole rivalry, right? They dominate the regular season, still winless in the playoffs. So, congratulations, guys. Enjoy these highlight clips from that game yesterday. Pretty pathetic. And the fact that they did dominate as they did, that was dominated performance. It seemed like it, right? But we only lost by a touchdown. So, congratulations, guys. Doing a bang-up job in Buffalo. Yeah. And we've had a few people comment on our account. Some, cordial Bills fans and some just annoying. But hey, what are you gonna do? I think for me, it's like I barely go to other YouTube accounts, right? In general, but to go to other teams' YouTube accounts and talk crap, it's weird. Don't you have other things to do? Especially when there was no discourse between me and these other people. It's just crazy. It's troll culture, but it is what it is. When you put yourself out there like we do on YouTube, it's gonna happen. But it's still weird. I don't get that dynamic. We definitely need more fire out of those guys. We need more fire on the offensive line, need more fire on the defensive line. But Josh Simmons coming back would be good, having our left tackle, that big dude. And we saw the fire in him in the offseason during training camp with him and Ashton. I want to see that. Those two dudes going at it like that. Let's get at it, man. Let's get to it. shoot. I mean, Denver's got some dudes on the defensive line. So Bonito, man, they got some dudes. Allen, they got some guys on that defensive line. Cooper, they got some dudes. So we need to really bring it to them when we play them in 2 weeks. So like, I hope that fire comes because that's a mean D line that's about to come to town. So let's get after it. They can't let guys smack our dudes in the face like LA did at Kelce and Detroit did to Juju, or Mahomes getting it hit all night last night. Yeah, I think I saw a video today of Jordan Poyer like getting in Juju's face in the tunnel when they were leaving the game, and like I think Juju was like, "All right, dude, just go away, man." I'm like, what? I mean, it's pathetic. I mean, again, it is what it is. When you can't beat a team during the super playoffs, they're gonna take their wins during the regular season and be happy about it. So, good for them. Good for them. Gee, I want to ask JD if Waters or Shields or Rowe for week would let opposing defenses kill Trent Green or hit JD or any other skill person in the face. We have a soft line. I mean, it comes from being youthful, right? I don't know, because Creed and Trace, as much as we do see them as young guys still, but they've been around for a while at this point. And JT's been around for a while too. So yeah, I mean, the youthful aspect, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do want to see our guys be more menacing. I mean, you are the biggest dudes in the field. I'd love to see that. So, yeah. There you go. Deshaun Hamilton is what I'm talking about. That compression recovery is legit. Oh, it really is. What does the compression recovery do? I want to see what you got. Let me see. So, I want to make sure you guys know what it does. Compression recovery boost system. What does it do? Compression recovery boots systems use pneumatic compression to sequentially inflate and deflate around the legs, which helps flush out metabolic waste, increase blood circulation, reduce inflammation, and alleviate muscle soreness to speed up recovery. So that's what it does. So it's a very useful thing. So yeah, if you haven't tried it before, guys, definitely get in on it. Deshaun Hamilton knows. I mean, Deshaun definitely has tried it. Deshaun played football at a high level as well. So I mean, he knows what he's talking about. Yes, JD was. We all were frustrated. It was nice to see JD kind of showed that frustration. I know JD usually kind of sometimes reserve the frustration that he sees on the field, but I think yesterday was one of those things. We were all kind of at a loss of what we saw, right? We were expecting one thing, and then to go in that game and not have that. Yeah. So, but again, right? There's a way to be upset about it, and there's also there's a constructive criticism way which I think JD shows. Which we try to show in the show, and we're mad about play of a player. We show in the most constructive way possible, not saying anything else, just being honest about what we saw, but while not like using just demeaning terms to players, because sometimes it gets carried away. And I've seen Chiefs channels where it does that. I've seen many other channels where people will do that. So even on the national media too. Gee, bad play calling from Andy. Worst game from Mahomes since first Bengals AFC Championship game, and both sides of the line are soft. Can't disagree, man. Can't disagree. Deshaun Hamilton completely mismanaged the end of the first half. Absurd to only come with a field goal. Yeah, I mean, like I said yesterday on the show, when I think back to that game going forward, when we look back at early part of the season, right? Like since it's the halfway point, right? What are the two things I'll remember from the first half of the season? I'll remember Mahomes' pick six in the Jacksonville game, and I'll remember the way this first half ended with the way the second half started. So that was get down to the one, you kick a field goal, and then second half, your first drive is a 3-and-out. So those are the two things I'm going to remember, and then Jacksonville pick six. Yeah, it's funny how and honestly, kind of the case of just messing up in the goal line area, right? The three biggest blunders we've had in this first half of the season are red zone, right? Well, not even red zone, it's the 5-yard line or 5-yard line and in, because you have the Kelce drop, the one that deflects off his hands, and then they pick it off in the Eagles game. You have the Jacksonville Jaguars pick six from the 1-yard line. And then you have this blunder of 3 plays and not getting anything there and getting a field goal out of it. So yeah, that's the curious case of the 5 yards and in is going to be the case, the thing we talk about from the early part of the season. That's what it's going to be. Yep. So G's in here. Linda Hunter. What's up, Linda? Demetrius Spence. What is going on? What's up, guys? So JD should be joining us shortly. I haven't heard from him. I hope everything is okay with him. Let's see here. No, still haven't heard from him. But yeah, JD should be joining us shortly at 8:35. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the Priest Holmes with Tony Richardson. They were talking about JD's JD's tardiness. I thought that was pretty funny that they said that they would have a dinner at like 8:00 and they would tell him the dinner was at 5:30 and then he wouldn't show up till 9. So I thought that was pretty funny. It's funny. So we have Demetrius Spence. What's up, Cheese? Completely going away from Thornton. That's weird. I don't know if anyone knows. I mean, Thornton playing full-time kick returner yesterday. I thought that was interesting. I mean, it looked pretty good too. I mean, some of the best, most consistent kickoff returns we've had. And at first, I was like, okay, are they going away from Brashard Smith because Brashard Smith's going to have more of a role in offense today? That's what I thought naturally. And then we get to the game, and Brashard Smith had three carries, and that was it. So he would have had that screen pass, but that was the disaster. The way that whole thing went. But like. Yeah, kind of wild how that whole thing kind of ended up, right? No kick return. Tyquan Thornton is the kick returner. Looked pretty dang good at him at that spot. And then, pretty interesting how that kind of whole thing went. We'll put them in their place. JD, it's never foul. Just tell them the facts. Hey, always, baby. Always. Are we missing that Eric Bieniemy accountability? Hey, I mean, it's good to have in the locker room. I mean, I can't say these guys aren't. When you're in the Super Bowl as much as these guys have to hold each other accountable, right? I mean, it's sure to have coaching do it is one thing, but man, when you have vets like Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Mike Pennell, I mean, you have guys who've been there, right? So you have the accountability from the player's standpoint. But yeah, maybe it's good to have that coach, that voice you were kind of scared of in a way, in a sense, scared to kind of get under his skin. So it'd be nice to have him back. Todd Tolfree was play calling was like a flag football game with no structure or rhythm to the offense. Just throw the ball. Hey, all right, with my flag football team, there's a rhythm, there's a structure to it. We have plays that set up other plays. But yeah, you're right. It was no structure, right? And it was flag football, right? 11 carries to Kareem Hunt, who was averaging about 4.5 yards a carry, 11 for 49. So like, I mean, geez, I think we got our guy. What's up, JD?
What's going down, brother? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm on my way, man, up from the hospital to see Chad, man. So
how's Chad doing today?
He's doing well, man. He's up and at him.
There you go.
He's Ryan, trying to talk. I told his Neff, I got to get over here to get to the show. We just was catching up with each other,
Did he see the Packers lose yesterday?
No. I didn't see the Packers losing. But I told him about it. I said, man, they took an L.
What'd he say?
I was like, he just rolled his eyes. He's just like, so.
Well, it's good to hear. I'm glad Chad's doing well, and I'm sure everybody in the chat is definitely happy to hear that news, JD.
Yes. Praise God for it, man. And like I said, I appreciate all your prayers, the energy and everything sent our way, man. Our family just, we're just humbled by it. Just the love and support, man, that y'all just been sending. So Chad has been going through a battle for these past couple of weeks. Really tough with it. So we've received every bit of it. Put it that way. All the love, received every bit of it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when I seen you on here, and I actually came on, and I was looking from afar. I don't know if you see me in the chat, but I was just like, you was just like T. Rich and Trees was talking about.
Did you see that? Did you see that clip?
Yeah, well, I didn't see that part. I was seeing the first part of it, and so he's like, "Yeah, we just got to get JD on time over there to practice." And,
Yeah.
And but it's surprising though, Marcus. It's really surprising because I'm sitting there saying, I'm like, when you see our episode with me and Priest, I'm like, hold on, Priest, and I'm like, man, it was always me and you was one of the last ones getting in there, especially getting ready for for the games and stuff. When we had to do pat and go, when you're going out there with your group, and they would always make fun of me because I still be in like the hot tub. You're like 5 minutes, tight ends and running backs.
Well, it's funny because if you haven't seen it yet, like T. Rich just kind of talks about how like he said it was dinner. It was a group dinner. They'd say like the group would be at 8:00, but they would tell you 5, and then you wouldn't get in there till 9. And then he was like, and that was when we were playing. He goes, when Coach Vermeil was getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, I was texting him about updates about where we were going and stuff, and I told him to meet at this thing at like 7:00. JD's rolling up in there after all the festivities, after everything's over, greeting people, shaking hands when everything's already done. It's already
that's not
over.
true. That's not true. That's not true. And T. Rich put it out, man. Wait till I talk to T. Rich, man. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's my guys though. That's my brothers. That's my brothers right there. You know, your boys rag on you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They got to make the stories sound pretty good. So, they did an amazing job. Yeah, we had some great times, absolute great times. Just with the like the group in itself. The running backs, tight ends, all of us, pretty much on offense. We was a family. That's who we were, Marcus. Just a family.
It was a tight knit group for sure, and you can see that on the field too. You can see that tight knit family orient that you guys had on the field as well, not just in the play.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. We took care of each other. That's what we did. We went to battle for one another. It meant a lot to us. So kind of, and just expressing that to where we seen this game yesterday, what it looked like. And I know the guys were, they were battling. They had a chance. It was, toward the end. Those guys didn't give up. They never did. Never got down. I think that you have to have a sense of balance and measure, like you're always in the game. And, they got to that point. Had to come down to almost a Hail Mary at the end, but shoot, a couple plays here and there, shoot, we might be talking, it's a different game altogether. I mean, we had the ball back with 4 minutes left to go in the game, and, we could have easily went down and scored and went up, a couple of different plays here and there, calling, putting guys in the right position. Shoot, who's to say? Who's to say? Which I would probably surmise as probably one of our worst games that we played overall, team-wise. So,
100% agree. And the fact we lost by touchdown, it speaks a lot about about the team itself. But like that was an ugly ball game, and we still had a chance to win. We still had a chance to tie and go to overtime at the end of that game.
Yeah. So. I mean, we was going for the juggler, man. We was going to win. I mean, that was going to be it. Shoot. But that's why I said, man, I didn't think that the Bills, after watching this film, going through it, they didn't really do anything spectacular. They didn't. At certain points, man, we just got our butts handed to us. And it wasn't necessarily, them just having more will or any of those things. They just beat us. Sometimes you just get beat. Sometimes you don't play your best. And especially in a game like this, especially against this opponent, you can't give up those things. You just can't. You can't afford not to play your best. Okay, it's a very good football team. So, but hey, man, look, you got the bye week. The guys gonna go ahead and they're gonna regroup from this bye week, man, and I think it's gonna be some soul searching. It's a good time for it right now. First, hey, look, man, first tough half of the season, if you want to give it that. First tough half, right? I mean, we went through a juggernaut of teams, and, hey, this is where we are right now. And we could easily be, 9-0, really. At certain points, if we played the way that we needed to play through that, could have easily been 9-0. So, but Pat said it best. When he was sitting there, he was talking in the press conference. He was saying like those close games he was winning last year. This year, not winning those, just not winning. And that's what you need to do, especially against the teams that we played. You got to come out on top. You have to. Okay. So that's why I said, I don't know if everybody remembers when I was talking about the keys of victory. It's about the will. You got to will yourself to win. Okay? That's what it's going to come down to. willing yourself to that point, that position to have victory and succeed. So yeah, man.
Yeah, we had a lot of people like DM us on our Twitter account yesterday, JD, saying they were happy that you were able to speak to what a lot of people were feeling after that game yesterday. I think people are usually shocked. Usually, you're very measured about it, even when we lose games. I think people were very shocked about just how you kind of really represented the frustration that everyone was feeling yesterday. Because everyone, I guess it was one of those things we all expected one thing, because how polished we've looked over the last few weeks to going to looking like we looked like yesterday, and people were very happy that you were able to kind of express the way many felt after that game yesterday.
Yeah, man. Look, and I try to, me. I'm always trying to be fair. I'm always gonna give you the real. Try not to sugarcoat anything. And I was frustrated just watching the game. I know everybody else was. Players were frustrated. I mean, how everything just went. So there was just a lot of different things that went on that was head scratchers to me. After just going through this game, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, how is it? It was almost like we weren't prepared for particular things. That just didn't. I was like, this shouldn't happen. We're too good. We're much better team than this to show what we showed yesterday. Really, really. And that's why I was so disappointed to kind of watch it. So I try to let up off the guys, man, because I already know. But also, too, I put in my own head as a player, shoot, I'd be frustrated. I would. And I told somebody that, too. I said, look, if this was me and we played and somebody watched us play, people's coming with criticism and saying things like that, or for a former player saying that, how would I feel? I'd be like, yeah, I'd agree with them. I won't be so arrogant enough to be like, I don't know what they're talking about. No, sure. Been there before. I know how the guys feel. So I think that's why I let it out a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely needed to hear you talk about it, JD. JD, so obviously today was, usually the day after a loss is usually one of those things where everyone's really, sad about the team. I usually get comments on our YouTube channel saying, we need to blow it up. We need to rebuild right away. And I had some of that. There was some of that. But there was kind of a positivity today with Josh Simmons going back to the facility. He's back with the team. He just reactivated his Instagram account. He's back and ready to go. How big of a deal is that for the team, especially after what we saw yesterday from the offensive line? How big of a deal is it to have our starting left tackle back as we begin the bye week this week?
Well, first off, it's just good for him. Okay, let's just start there, right? That whatever it is that was going on, he was able to get the help that he needed to get for him and his family to move forward. I think, we got to start with the man first and what he was dealing with, whatever that was. Just saying it's a good thing to hear that for him. Two, we're going to benefit because, we seen the type of caliber of tackle that Josh Simmons is. I mean, he's a legit guy, okay, that's done a great job this entire year. And I know people were saying, we were down two starting tackles at a certain point in the game. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, shoot, Jalen Moore paid him $16 million. He was supposed to be our starting tackle because we didn't know we was going to get Josh Simmons. And so I'm like, we can't use that excuse. Jalen Moore, he's a pro, okay? We expect him to do well. And I didn't expect any less than that. Same thing when Wanye came out. I didn't expect any less from guys to come in who have experience. They have played before. When you in, you hold up. But this is just going to be good for him, to come back and play some ball, places that he loves. He's got a lot of support with his brothers out there, man. They've been pushing for him through this entire ordeal. But I think this can be a solace where he can absolutely breathe and strive and just enjoy, forget about the things that probably did went on. So hopefully that's what this provides. The bye week. Now he's able to get in a little shape. We'll kind of work him out a little bit, getting back into the swing of things. And so I just say, man, right here, the nick of time. So it's just good to hear him coming back, man. Just good to hear that.
Did you see a huge drop off from Jalen Moore to Josh Simmons? I mean, was it that big of a gap, or did you not see that big of a gap between the two of them?
No, I think Jalen Moore, like I said, he's a starting left tackle in the league. We paid him $16 million because that's what we thought he was, and that's who he is. But I don't think it was a huge drop off. There's a couple of technique things that Jalen Moore could possibly do that could help him out. One was just kind of, be able to refit your hands and sink your hips, which Josh Simmons has because of his athletic ability. Those are one of those things that we know his attributes is why we went so high on him and coveted his type of talent. It's because of what we see, because he can sink his hips, because he's a strong guy. But I don't think that it was a huge drop off by no means, Marcus. I think Jalen Moore did a tremendous job. So, and that being said, with Josh coming back, Juwan being hurt, I'm sure Jalen would probably move over to the right tackle. And that'd probably be the best move. I mean, sure, why not? That's where he was working primarily during training camp. And I trust him going on to the right side. So.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the severity of Juwan's injury yet. It is a good thing we do have a bye week right now, so Trey Smith can get his back right. Juwan can, the right ankle injury that he has, we don't know the severity of it. And then Kingsley, he had that weird, little knee injury-ish. I couldn't tell if it was knee or ankle, but I mean, he ended up coming back in the game. But all those guys can get right during this bye week. It comes at a really crucial time to everybody kind of get the 1 week of rest in.
Yeah, linemen are tough. They're tough guys. Okay, whatever little nick that they may have, then, like you said, it's the most opportune time to go ahead and get those things taken care of. I think they'll be fine when we come back to come play. So I'm not really worried too much about that.
Yeah, and obviously tonight's the eve of trade deadline. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the trade deadline. We saw some moves that were made today. Jalen Phillips went to the Eagles for a third-round pick. The edge from Miami. Draymond Jones, edge rusher from Tennessee, went to Baltimore. I think a fourth-round pick, I believe. So you have a lot of people right now who are kind of concerned if we're going to make a move or not. Do you think we're going to make a move tomorrow, JD?
I think we won't. I think we probably have something in the works, and we may have been going again. Probably for both those guys, to be honest with you. But maybe it just didn't work out. As far as we're limited. We're limited in some things that we can do, Marcus. So, but I do. So we come down the pipeline. It's possible. It's possible, brother. Okay. So, never gonna say never or no or anything like that. I just don't. I really don't know. Really don't know. Now, with that being said, could I be okay and everybody else be okay by saying that we got enough in the road to do what we have to?
JD, we're having trouble. We're having trouble hearing you, buddy. It sounds really robotic. It sounds robotic. Can't really hear you, brother.
I'll be home in 3 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
I'll see you then.
All right, brother. All right, well, JD from the road, guys. JD on the road, giving us the ins and outs of what he saw yesterday and what he thinks of Jalen Moore and versus Josh Simmons. And he's right. I think a lot of people were saying, "Oh man, it's time to we need Josh Simmons back." And I think Jalen Moore did a great job. And of course, we love Josh Simmons. And Jalen Moore was paid to be his starting left tackle. So, yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where yeah, of course, there wasn't going to be much of a drop off between Josh Simmons and Jalen Moore. Obviously, we want Josh Simmons to be in there and be that guy. Yeah, I think you guys might be delayed. Trey L and Pono. Yeah. JD's almost at the house, so we'll hear great audio, clean audio from him in a second. But yeah, I mean, Jalen Moore was paid to be a starting left tackle. So I mean, Jalen Moore was fine. I think he got kind of Joey Bosa had his way with him a little bit yesterday, but I do think that I think he did a solid in the few games he was our starting guy. I think he was solid for us. And yeah, Josh Simmons will be our guy next week and the weeks after that. So it's a beautiful thing to have him back this week or back in town right now. So yeah. I hope we do trade for someone, but I don't think we will. I hope I'm wrong. That's the one thing about when you talk about trade deadline day. And it's one of those things, that's like, sorry. Every year people talk about, this guy's gonna be traded. This guy's gonna be traded. You have, these NFL insider experts, the Albert Breals of the world, Jeremy Fowler, Adam Schefter, all these guys. Oh yeah, they're taking calls on this guy. They're taking calls on that guy. And at the end of the day, like 4 guys get traded, tops, and 4 is the tops. Yeah, 4 tops. Yeah, no, I know Pono. JD's gonna be going home now. He's not on. It's just me now. So like, yeah, and that's what they and I don't know why it is with the NFL versus the other sport leagues, but every year they want to make trade deadline like this thing, and it's not really a thing. So no one gets traded. We had 2 trades a day, and I'll say this: over the last few years, it's gotten more. We see more trades happen during deadline day, or around deadline day. But at the end of the day, there's a big possibility we don't make a move tomorrow. So like I said earlier, like I want us to go for a defensive lineman. I want us to get an edge rusher. I want us to get a D tackle. But like also at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make a move. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they don't make a move. Because that's what it is, right? And Veach very particular about the trade, the picks that he trades. If it is going to be a trade, it's going to be a 6th-round conditional, 7th-round conditional pick in like 3 years from now. And not many people are moving guys just for 6th-round picks. Okay, I mean that is not happening, right? So especially conditional ones at that. I just don't see a move happening unless we're talking about teams or cornerback needy teams. Christian Fulton, that hasn't worked out. Maybe trade him for a defensive tackle somewhere. His teams need cornerbacks, right? Or trade from edge rusher. I could definitely see that. Eli Mitchell, another one. That would be interesting, right? You trading 2 guys who never really got to play for us. They got paid, Christian Fulton got paid a good amount of money. Not so much Eli Mitchell, but like those 2 guys you could trade for player for player kind of deal. I could definitely see that. That would make sense. Illy Beeman, unpopular opinion, but Chris Jones is not playing well at all this year. Sack Nation has become sack rural town. I mean, look, he's getting older. He's getting double teamed still. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it'd be one thing if he was playing poorly. And this is where I kind of think it'd be one thing if he was playing poorly and not getting double teamed, but he is getting double teamed, right? So he's still a force in there. So he's getting two guys on him pretty consistently. So like, we just need other people to do their thing, and they're not, right? We brought back Mike Pennell, and Mike Pennell was solid yesterday. Did some good stuff yesterday. It was good having 69 back. But like it's the same thing every year for the last few years, right? You have Chris Jones, he gets double teamed. Who's going to go do something while he's getting double teamed? I mean, right? Because like it's one thing to have a defensive lineman who's getting double teamed, but when you don't have other people who can go do something when that guy's getting double teamed, then it's like, okay, well, it looks like Chris Jones is doing nothing, but he's getting double teamed, right? So hopefully someone else can do something. We thought Omar Norman Lott was going to be that guy this year. He got hurt. And whatever, it sucks that he got hurt, right? We were hoping for him. We thought FAU was going to be that guy eventually. And, well, that story seems to be pretty much an open and shut case. I know he got hurt at the beginning of the year this year, but he wasn't doing anything throughout his first few years here. Karloff is a high-energy guy, relentless, just doesn't finish sacks. Ashton July is still a rookie. I mean, he's getting his bearings. He looked good yesterday against Josh Allen. So it's just a lot of stuff, man. Like, we needed another guy. We went to the season. We banked on the young guys. We banked on bringing in. Yeah, I don't know why people must be late on the chat. A lot of static here, JD. Yeah, JD's gone now, guys. He'll be back on in a second. Todd Tolfer, yeah, Amenahu's had pretty up and down season so far. Jerry Tillery, the guy we brought in, hasn't really done much. So yeah, it's a lot of misses in the free agency pool. But again, we're going for like these are all 1 year old veteran guys. Like none of these guys are like big juicy names we brought in. Amenahu 2 years ago was a juicy name. Coming off a year he had with San Francisco or Houston. But like at the end of the day, it's not. These aren't like guys who are going to do. I mean, they aren't sexy game changers. I guess what I'm trying to say. We don't really have game changers. We don't have the money to go for game changers, so we're not going for them. The only thing I would say is going for defensive linemen in the draft. And JD and I both wanted us to draft 2 defensive tackles, and we drafted Omar Norman Lott, and we didn't draft another guy. I would have loved another guy. Drafted Gelati, defensive end. That was great. I mean, look, we have a first-round pick who's not giving us anything in FAU, right? He's hurt for the year. That just was a miss. I'm not gonna call it a bust, but I'm just call it a miss as of right now. That'd be helpful to have a guy in his 3rd year as a first-round pick helping us on the defensive line right now. That would have been huge if FAU hit, but he didn't hit. So that's kind of the elephant in the room, right? No one wants to talk about. It's like that was a big move. That was a big miss, And where there's some reports there that, Clark Hunt I don't know how true that is, but Clark Hunt got involved and made Brett Veach draft a Kansas City guy because we were hosting the draft in Kansas City that year. I don't know how much validity that is to it, but there's something. So, yeah. Trey L, we need a needle mover. You're right. We do need a needle mover. I would love that, but who? Who's going to trade him to us? Hey, that's another thing. I mean, look at the guys who got traded today. Would you say, okay, let me ask Trey L. Jalen Phillips, is that a needle mover? I'm curious. I kind of want to gauge where one's at. I was curious. Is Jalen Phillips a needle mover? That's my question. A guy who's played, the guy who's missed more games than he's had sacks in his career. That's what we're going for, right? And I can't trust a guy like that. That's kind of how I am on that whole thing. Breece Hall. Yeah, that's definitely not happening. Breece Hall would be nice. I don't see Casey making a move. That's the one thing that's not happening is that running back. I can almost guarantee you we're going to make a deal tomorrow. It's going to be for a defensive tackle or defensive end and a story. It's not Breece Hall. And Breece Hall, really? We're going to bring Breece Hall in to get what, 5 carries? He's going to be a free agent next year too. So that's definitely not happening. I don't see that at all. I mean, yeah. Oh man, that's the thing. We it's not that we need to change our offensive outlook or structure, but like we do need to have more of a balance, and that's just something we're going to continue to say forever. I think with Andy Reid as the head coach. So, but you just take it and you learn from it. Barbershop, it's all about the edge rushers winning their one-on-ones. Yeah, I mean Chris Jones can only do so much in the middle, getting double teamed. He doesn't have a defensive tackle who's applying pressure. Omar Norman Lott was going to be that guy, and unfortunately got hurt, which sucks. It really sucks. And yeah, on the edge, you got Karlaftis, who's solid, but he's a high motor guy. So. Set the edge. Too many quarterbacks getting outside. Yeah. Man, if FAU would have panned out, we would have had a really solid rotation of guys. I mean, Veach had the right idea by drafting FAU. That would have been awesome if he, stayed healthy and kind of panned out. I mean, it would have been great. There he is. What's up, JD?
What's up, baby? Let's go. Let's go at it. So, what's
JD, you were breaking up in the midst of talking about the trade aspect. We had a lot of people who wanted to hear your input on that. And this is one thing I'll say about it. JD is every year you have all these NFL insiders. They say 200 people's names, and 4 or 5 guys get traded at the trade deadline. Trade deadline in the NFL is just so much different from the NBA and the MLB, where there's a million guys traded in those sports. But the NFL, it's 3 to 5 guys on the 200 guys that are listed. Oh man, they're fielding calls on this guy. They're fielding calls on that guy. And at the end of the day, by 4 p.m. tomorrow, maybe 3 deals will get done, if that. In the recent years, there's been more trades, but just overall, not a lot of trades get done during the deadline. And the thing I said is, if we do make a trade, it'll be for a defensive lineman. But also, at the same point, I won't be surprised if we don't make a move at all tomorrow too. I mean, like that's it. I'd be shocked if it was anything other than a defensive lineman. But I also wouldn't be shocked if we don't make a move tomorrow. What do you think?
No, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked either if we don't make a move, really. So, it's kind of coming down to the wire. What do you do? Who's still out there? But I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't make a move either. So, to be honest with you, I don't know what we're going to do, Marcus, to be honest with you, seriously. But the question I was asking you is, do we feel like we still have enough guys to get the job done? That's really the question they had to ask. Is this something that Spags is asking, and he's saying, "Hey, look, I'm in the decision making, Andy. We need to get a guy in here, right?" I mean, that's what it boils down to. So if somebody's like, "Look, I'm pleading for you guys to get somebody else that can kind of come in and give Chris Jones a quick little break and a spell," then sure, we're all for that. And to be honest with you, Marcus, is there a guy out there like that, of that caliber, right? I know we talked about what's the name, Wilkins and Wilkinson. Is he a guy that is he still hurt? Or what's going on with him? We don't know what the deal is with that. So I'm sure that they are turning things over. They probably try to get a guy here. I'm sure they're doing that. I know they're just not backing and abandoning like, now we're good. So teams are always looking to try to get better. And so one thing that we saw yesterday was we got hit over the head a little bit with the run. And we didn't get enough pass rush. And so it's some of those things that we needed to do. And we didn't quite do that in the game that we needed, especially in a place and a time that we needed to get that done. We just didn't. So
do you think edge rusher or defensive tackle is the I know we like interchangeable guys who do both, but like as a specialist type, right? A guy who's more of a D tackle or a guy who's more of a D end? Which do you think, if you were Brett Veach right now, are you making more calls on a bona fide D tackle or a bona fide D end right now?
Oh, man. Not sure.
Because you can make the case for either one, right?
You really can. You really can. If you get a D tackle that can provide some pass rush from the inside and push the pocket, then you're saying from the outside, maybe we do somebody else, defensive end, can we get away with it? Maybe a minute who doesn't have to come inside. He could just stay outside the entire time. Same thing, and move Chris out if we needed to, the defensive end, and let the other guy play defensive tackle and hold up. So those are some options you could sit there and say, as opposed to vice versa. You get a defensive end, he can't move down to defensive tackle, so they don't really have that versatility. So I think maybe having a solid, pass rush defensive tackle, because it's really what we lost in, right, in Norman Lott. So
yeah, to not have him in his kind of development, it really sucks for the rest of the year. Because that was a guy they were kind of relying on. I mean, you saw his snaps are growing each week when he was playing. So I mean, that would have been huge.
Mm-hmm.
Marion Oliver says Calais Campbell would help Jones, in my opinion. What do you think? I know we've talked about this guy before, JD. I mean, obviously, I think at this point, I think we both say, press play. Let's do it.
Right. We keep saying we try to get Calais here. How many years, Marcus? For the past couple of years, we try to get him here.
Yeah, I think the year he signed with Atlanta, I think.
Yeah, so.
Jermaine, there's a name that I've seen some people bring up. Jermaine Johnson, defensive end from the Jets. He's got about a year and a half left on his contract. So he has the rest of this year, and then he's got one more year left on his deal. So that would be kind of a guy that would be great to have for this year and next year. DN, I don't know if he could play inside. I don't think he plays inside enough. I think he's more just an edge guy. What do you make of Jermaine Johnson?
I don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't know too much about him either. I haven't seen enough of him to make that, to know what he is, Marcus. So I just know what we have and what we are lacking, if you will, right? So part of our game happened where we lost, Omar Norman Lott on the inside, who was heralded to be a pass rush defensive tackle. Okay, we was getting a little bit better in the run game. Mike Pennell came back, and he's going to provide that in the run game, getting back acclimated to the things that we're doing. You got to get all that Bengals stench off of him. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell Mike, hey man, you got to take a hard, warm, hot shower. Get that Bengals stank off of you. Okay. Come back here, man. You should have never left. We should have got rid of him. Put it that way. He didn't leave. He didn't shoot. But with that being said, we still got some young guys on the outside. I think there's some things we can still do to rush the passer from the outside. And shoot, who's to say we can't use Chanel out there? Let him be the stand-up backer and take off running, right?
Yeah. I mean, we saw yesterday he was able to chase down Josh. I mean, and a few times he's put his hand in the dirt and kind of rushed the pass from the defensive line. He's looked good doing it. I mean, that was one of the beauties about drafting him when he came out of Wisconsin was that reason there that you could utilize him that way. I'm surprised we haven't really utilized him as much in that role.
Yeah. Yep.
And I know we're going to do grades. You're going to get to the linebackers, but someone had commented on one of our tweets from yesterday's game, but saying, what does JD think about getting Bossa more playing time over Drew Tranquil, especially if Drew Tranquil is going to get torched in the as far as in the coverage game, like we saw yesterday? Kind of Kincaid one's the one that kind of stands out, but a lot of people saying that Bossa could be a guy that we could kind of roll out there for coverage packages.
Shoot. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, the coaches hadn't done it.
Yeah.
Well, why would I speak to having Bossa do it if the coaches hadn't made that decision? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they know something I don't. All of us, right? They're doing the evaluation day in and day out, each and every practice, how guys studying in film and whatnot. And so they don't feel like it's necessary to do that. What we did see when Drew Tranquil came here, they started, moving what's the name? Willie Gay out of the way, didn't they? That started showing up.
Yep.
Okay. So if they believe that, then you'll start seeing it. You'll start seeing it. But I can't speak to Bossa, man. I can't. I don't know where his development is. I know he's on special teams, and yeah, that might just be enough of him. Who's to say he's not compromising the running game? He's a smaller type body, so just be honest. So,
yeah, I also saw Matt Verderami. He also he said that the Chiefs should maybe possibly think about putting Jaden Hicks in that linebacker spot, utilizing him in a linebacker role capacity. What do you make about that? What do you think of that? I thought that's.
I mean,
he's a hard-hitting guy and he can cover, but also, that's interesting.
He's a smaller guy though. He's not a linebacker. He's a hybrid type of guy you could use. Bring him down into obviously the box, let him make some plays, especially against a running team. If you want to do that, play him close to the line of scrimmage. But as far as put him in the linebacker position, is that what he's saying? I don't think that's, if you put him in a box, yes, sure. But that's what you got to run defensively to know that's what he's there to do.
Yeah. KC Dog 9779, appreciate the contribution. Run D has been solid. Really, only game that we've allowed a lot of run yardage. Shut down Saquon, Etienne, Derrick Henry, the two-headed monster of the Detroit Lions, and Genty so far. We haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in the last 30 games before Sunday. So that's why I was kind of also just one of those things, right? Wasn't expecting that either. So what do you think about our run defense so far this JD? Are you worried about after what you saw yesterday, or you're not worried about it?
I'm not really worried about it. I think, just from when I looked on film, some things we could have did a lot better. We were kind of getting pushed around a little bit. We was getting manhandled up front. Sometimes we got to hunker down. They got a big line. We know the Bills. They invested their money into a line to protect Josh Allen. We know that. So I would say the Bills is one of the top offensive linemen in the league. So they're gonna run the daggone football, Marcus. That's what they're gonna do, and they're gonna do it well. So maybe we need to take a page out of their book.
Yeah, that's That's the $1 million question, JD. When will Andy Reid commit to the run game?
I think Andy understands, some of the things that needed to be done. I'm actually shooting. I'm gonna send something to you. Okay. I know we got a way to get on what we got to do.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure everybody kind of talked, what Andy's kind of thinking. I think Andy did a, kind of voicing kind of where he is with things. So
it's 2 different clips, JD?
2 different ones, yes.
Okay. All right.
So, but especially in a game like this, where you had an opportunity to take advantage of, a banged up defense, we should have been running the ball more than what we did. We just didn't do it. We just didn't do it. So,
and the way Kareem was looking too, right? I mean, like about 5 yards a carry. I mean, like he was cooking, man. And towards the end of the second half, we kind of got. There was a couple runs where he had 3 broken tackles and he stayed his feet. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then there was like a quiet. The audience got quiet. No running again. It doesn't make sense sometimes.
Well, I mean, you look at it. Shoot, the man had 11 carries. I mean, God. I mean, seriously, and he looked good. He looked good. Looked good. Dad got it. No, we're gonna run. We're gonna throw the football. We're gonna throw it.
Yeah.
So,
all right, I got the 2 clips, JD. Do you want me to play them right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
All right, here is the first one.
Andy, what is it about Buffalo's pass rush that makes them difficult up front there?
Yeah, they've got those defensive ends are top notch, so they can roll them in, and they've got 3 or 4 of them that can bring it.
Does that affect just the timing of your offense today?
Yeah, I could have helped the guys out, and I didn't do a very good job with that. So, and then we've got to obviously do it a little better when given that opportunity. So.
Andy, what's guys ask you about why they were able to move the ball the way they did today?
Yeah, listen, they got the run game going, and then right when you think they're going to run it, they come back with play action or naked, and
So, like Andy was saying, he's got to do a much better job putting guys in position to make plays. And I think they saw what the result was yesterday, and they know that they dropped the ball on that. They didn't succeed in getting the right calls out there, or the tempo of the game, missed opportunities. I mean, it was, and I said that yesterday. Missed opportunity after missed opportunity, Marcus, is what it was. And the film, it doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. And so, when I was checking out some of these things, and obviously, what Next Gen Stat was saying. Shout out to my sister-in-law Fatima, sending it to me with things that was interesting. I'm like, okay. I said I appreciate it, because we were having a conversation on Twitter last night. And I'm just like, yeah, that goes into what I was saying as far as we should have had some quicker plays, balls getting out of Pat's hand faster than what it was. There was times he had time to throw. He just did, and he just missed it. And so, yeah, we were probably looking to throw deeper routes. Third down, we in third and long a lot. I think we had 13 third down plays. Out of those 13 third down plays, we rushed 1 time. Maybe 2, but he only really got pressured twice out of those 13 on third down. 2. Other times it was just miscues, passes done off. It was 1 drop pass. I mean, it was just like things like, he going through progression and wasn't even looking like to get the ball, like, here, let the guys get up the field. And so, it's tough sledding, man, when you 3rd and 12 and all those different things. I think one of those calls was against Juwan Taylor. Man, I think it was a horrible call on him as far as his alignment. He wasn't offsides. His head, I think, broke the plane enough. But you know what? He's going to be a target. I see the coach right there beside the referee that threw the flag. I'm like, yep, there he is. He's right there in his ear saying his helmet is not breaking the plane of the center's backside. It's not what he's doing. Easy target. I've been talking probably all game. Watch him all side. Watch him. He's in the backfield. And they sold it. They sold it. So.
I think you have another clip that you sent me.
Hawks and KK had a big day of watching.
Yeah, they did. They got us in one-on-one situations there, and they did a nice job. You know, it's a tough ask, and we didn't have enough pressure on him to make him rush it. You know, I mean, he had a little time to allow that to happen. So.
Andy, this could be your last time.
That's him addressing the tight ends. You know, which I said that's what they were going to do. You know, they didn't really have guys on the outside. Coleman and those guys was really pretty much non-existent this game. You know, Shakir caught a few balls, but he didn't really hurt us in real way. It was the tight ends that did it. And so, like you said, man, if we're not getting a pass rush and the pressure to stop Josh Allen, then it is a tough ask. You want these guys to run with him all day? Can't do it. You know, shoot.
Jenny, this is something that I saw a stat that was really interesting. And I'm curious what you have to think about this. Because we always talk about, you know, like yesterday, for example, that right before halftime, get under center, smash that thing there with Kareem Hunt twice, get it in there. This delayed handout stuff from the gun. But this is interesting too. So the Chiefs so far this year don't really have an answer for teams that can go under center yet. Steve Spagnuolo's defense is 4th in the league in EPA per play against shotgun or pistol snaps, but falls to 31st when teams are under center. We talk about teams when they go against a team in practice. You know, you're set to go against a team, right? That goes guns, right? Because we're always going gun. No wonder why we're one of the best defenses at it. But when you go under center, they're not seeing the same amount of looks that in practice that a lot of the other teams are. So it's rare for the defense to go against an under center team because we don't just do that. So not only is it hurting us. Or I guess scout teams a little different, right? Scout teams.
Yeah. They're gonna run what the opponent runs, so they'll see it. But like you said, if they're not used to it, if they're used going against us in training camp, and then all of a sudden, hey, maybe other teams go from gun as well, but teams that come from under center, it is a little bit different. And I think Mitch Schwartz or Jeff might have made that. Was talking about, hey, man, we were successful from under center running, with Kareem Hunt. I said, man, say it for everybody in the back. Well, you know what happens with under center? You get much better play action. Running backs get to run downhill. You could do jet sweeps and boots and hide the football. You got counters and everything looks a lot better. Misdirection plays. So if you're doing, RPO, you can do all those different things from under center. But also, too, I think, the lineman can come off the ball. Even a center, the ball gets to Pat a little bit, takes a second to get back there. Now it's just right in your hand. Now he gets to move. He can move down a line of scrimmage. His action looks a little bit different. And you may not be able to see it from the linebacker position, as well. When you're sitting back there in the gun, you can read everything. You can see it all. And linebackers, so if it's play action or not. You can tell. And you got enough time to react. So that's why I love under center plays. I just do. Does shotgun and do they have a place? Absolutely, they sure do. But man, if we're sitting over here and we're at the goal line, 2-yard line, and we're giving it that delay play, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And usually what we found is you will have the little diamond set in the backfield. This looks really good because you got 2 guys that can run downhill, straight at linebackers. It's just different blocking schemes. It just helps out, really, seriously. And shoot, play action from goal line helps out A lot. So,
yeah, and like Todd Tolfrey says, no play action, no jet sweeps, no slants plays was frustrating watching. And we were not really seeing that jet motion. I don't think we saw the jet motion little pop pass to Worthy yesterday, or even a reverse play to Worthy yesterday. We didn't see that kind of stuff yesterday.
no, we didn't. Well, we just didn't look. And I'm look, and we've said this, and I've talked about because somebody made this comment on Twitter like, "Oh, Andy's not showing his plays, the playoff." What? There's no.
I've seen so much of that today, JD.
Are you serious? Really?
So much of that.
What do you think he's saving it for? I'm gonna save the playoff book to the playoffs. No, look. These guys know to run the combinations. You put these things all together, certain motions. So you'll run somewhat of the same semblance of a play, okay, that looks like something else. But Eddie's not sitting back with 100 plays for the playoffs, folks. He's just not. That's not how it gets done. That's not how it works. It's just not how it works.
Yeah, I literally told a guy today, the guy was like, oh, yeah, everyone forgets, but every time we play the Buffalo Bills, we always have a vanilla defense and vanilla offense. Then we get to the playoffs, it's totally different. It's like, I said, not at the risk of going 5-4. No one's doing that.
Yeah. Hey, let's not put out our best game, right? Why? Because we wait for the playoffs. What? Who's thinking that way? Every game you go into to win. Okay, you do. I just do believe that maybe this game plan, we were thinking one thing and they was giving us something else totally different. And we didn't make an adjustment because we had kind of like, a thought process we wanted to do. We didn't adjust it as well as far as saying, hey, you know what, Pat? We need to get the ball out of hand a lot quicker than what we've been doing. Okay. We got deeper routes. And I think when I looked at, I think you had Tage sent that, right? And I was counting on like, okay, how many plays from here, right? The pass rush chart, that's what it was, the passing chart.
Yep.
And I'm sitting over saying, here you got 34 passes, okay? Look how many passes are 10 yards and under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 out of the 34 is 10 and under, right? And you completed those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 completed. Now you got 4 of those 8 completed behind the line of scrimmage. But the telling tale, Marcus, is look 10 and plus, even 15 yards. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from 15 to 20 yards, 7 of those. And then the rest are 20-yard plus. Like we're holding the ball in the hand. Those are longer plays. Anything over 10 yards is going to require a little bit more time, right, to throw the football. It's going to be a lot more, hey, you got to get into the window, you got to get into the hole. And when I looked on film, that's exactly what I saw. I saw Pat waiting for guys to get open or combinations to work and guys get out of breaks. And we didn't have time for those things. We didn't have time for, sail routes and whatnot that we usually do. We just didn't have time for that. We didn't. We didn't take advantage of throwing the ball underneath and letting our guys run. Throw the ball to Travis Kelce. And I'm like, that's another one we didn't see. We didn't throw it to Kelce. Kelce getting the first catch with 50 seconds left in the first half that's ridiculous.
No,
it is. That's ridiculous. And it's like, why isn't he in the game plan? How come we're not throwing the ball right now to Rashid Rice or getting to Xavier Worthy? It was guys that was open, okay? It was guys that was open all yesterday. We were just missing it. Hollywood Brown was open. There were some guys that was open yesterday, and I could see the frustration because we could see there was a thought process there that we just, should have did a much better job of. And that leads me to my next clip. If I'm gonna send this one to you. So, but yeah, Demetrio Spencer. I've been saying that what happened to the short passing attack? It's non-existent. I mean, shoot, we look at that, like Marks, we look at that. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Behind the line of scrimmage. You know? And the other one's right there about the 10-yard. But we was going for the deep routes. That's what we was looking for. More of the deep balls. So we got enough guys. Xavier Worthy. We got Hollywood Brown's got 2 deep ones. Beautiful. Missed him on another one. We could do it all. We got enough talent to do it all. We really do. Okay. But not to target Travis Kelce like that in the first half is it was atrocious, really. And it messed with us. Because the time Trav was there. Now, everybody, the tackles, if they're getting beat, guess what? Help the guys out. Now more quicker game. Now getting the ball out of your hand. Now run the football even more. That's what you do. You run straight at the Joey Bosa. That's what you do. Run straight at those linebackers. We should have been doing more of that. We didn't. So yeah, Andy was right. Those things like that, man, it's the coach's part. That's the coach's job to get the guys in the right position to make plays. Okay. And we failed on that. We failed on it. So
pressures, and they had a good plan of doing some games and stuff up front and pushing the pocket. So I'm credit to them. They had a great plan, and they have great players, and they made a lot of plays today.
How disruptive was that to what you guys wanted to do today?
Yeah, I mean, just when they're playing the man-type coverages, trying to get some guys open down the field, and they did a good job of pushing the pocket. So I got to be better at working the pocket, finding different lanes to step up through. But when I was able to, we were able to hit some shots down the field, but it's just got to be more consistent with that.
Take us through the 4th and 17 and sort of what you felt the flow of the game was after you guys converted that.
Yeah, I mean, big play, obviously, getting that, getting into the end zone on that drive on the 4th and 1 as well. So, coach just trusted us, man. We're kind of in that range where it was too long of a field goal, but there was no reason to really punt. So, I mean, coach gave us a chance, and guys, Reid did a great job getting open in like the last window. So, big play, but obviously we didn't capitalize on the momentum of that play.
What's sort of just your overriding takeaway from this game, and especially sort of as you go into the bye week? I mean, how do you sort of look at things overall?
Yeah, I mean, we've had great moments, we've had bad moments. We got to be more consistent as a team. I got to be more consistent at quarterback, and we got to be able to battle. I mean, we've kind of been in a lot of these tight, close games in our history, but they're not going our way now. So how can we deal with that adversity? How can we be better and learn from it? I mean, you only learn from so many losses. I mean, you gotta learn from it fast and.
Yeah. So.
What did you make? He talked about the game plan they had against them. Harrison, Kentucky cornerback, who you were a big fan of coming out.
Yep.
He talked about how a lot of what he did in this game was just looking at Xavier Worthy's body language. He knew when he was going to get a ball. He knew when the play was coming to him. He knew when it was going to be a run play. He said he could read everything from Xavier Worthy's body language, all from film study, as well as their other cornerback. The guy's name was Bishop, I think. He said the same deal. He said he said a lot of what he did in the game was based on film study and what he kind of saw. He said there's multiple plays where he just knew right away what we were running just based on film study. What does that tell you when teams can just read what you're doing just based on film study? Is that just not changing up from week to week? Is it more? Should there be more window dressing, or what is that? When a team can just read what you're doing based on film study, what does that tell you? Is that you're just kind of running the same old stuff, or not enough window dressing involved?
No, it's just a route combination. So we have tendencies. There's certain plays that we like. And somebody said something that, like, is there a little bit of arrogance there? Absolutely. So, we're good for a reason. We got some really good receivers. But it is something that you find out about tendencies and body language. And I could see that. There were certain plays that I watched, okay? And I was like, this guy's not running hard. One of them was Rashee Rice. It was I was like, you're not even looking to try to get the ball. This ain't no go route. And and I get sometimes, with the type of offense that we do run, where guys are trying to find windows to get open and whatnot, you can get into a place where you fooling the quarterback, you don't quite know what you're going to do. And Patrick's trying to run around and get, make things happen. Well, they had a spy on him, 42. I mean, he's just sitting there the whole time. He knew he was going to run around Creed Humphrey, and as soon as he just started mirroring Pat. So, Pat's like, bouncing out of the pocket. He was right there in his face. And so it was the same thing. It's like, hey, man, you keep him in the pocket. Once Pat takes off, you be right there with him. And so that's all he did. It was a good game plan. It was solid. So they had 3 guys, maybe 4, trying to, pressure Pat, get home. Pat takes off running, 42 right there in his face. You just be right there. That's what you do. So it's disrupting timing. That's what goes on. And so what you do is you have other guys they were running man. They played a lot of zone. They were disguising the coverage. But, for them, they're like, yeah, we know this. We see this combination, 3-by-1 or 3-by-3. Sometimes we run all in the area. We flood certain areas. The guys are sitting there like, hey, we'll just sit over here in this area too. Make it for a tighter window for Pat to get the ball to. And especially if it's third down and something else, it's even worse. It's even harder. So that's what they were playing for. You get third and long into those things, then we have a much better chance. We have a much better chance. You know why they're getting third down and long, Marcus? Because we're going to run the football.
And it's no excuse when you have a running back like Kareem Hunt. I know people say, oh, he's not an explosive guy, but he's getting you 1 to 3 yards every time. First down, run it with him. You're getting 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7 at least. But when you pass the ball, these 10-step dropbacks, I mean, that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to show the clip from Bishop. Somebody from the Bills Twitter kind of put up this interesting kind of graphic here or a video here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to blow that up.
The one-on-one in the motions on the third down, just kind of film study, saw a play versus Chargers where he spit it out there pretty quick, so being able to know that he's potentially going to throw that ball, and then just chasing the motion, being able to anticipate that the ball might go there and just get downhill on it. Guys were saying that maybe if I got my head back, that's an interception opportunity, but just running after the man and hopefully maybe get your head back next time.
Yep. You got tendencies, man.
The one-on-one in the motions on the third down, just kind of film study,
I mean, that's why you do film study. They have tendencies and things that we like to run. And so teams are not fooled by it. You could dress it up. You could do some window dressing, but I think you got to do a little bit more than what we just did. Okay? You got to get a little bit more clever if you want to get the matchup that you want. But even then, hey, guess what? Let's run a different route combination than that. Okay? They're pointing to him. Oh, we see. Now you take off. Well, shoot, you could run a corner route on this guy and get beat. You expecting it. Shoot, double move that right there. Do the juke route. So but that's absolutely. I can tell because when I was looking at the route combination, I'm just like, hey, shoot, they ain't got to move. Why? Because
they weren't moved by it in multiple facets of it. No. They weren't moving and they weren't moved by it. They weren't blown away by our route combo.
Mm-hmm.
Opponent Kawhi, JD, this goes in year after year with Andy. He'll never change his colors. Don't you honestly feel like it's time for a change of the helm? Someone who brings more accountability from his players? I don't agree with that at all.
Well, no. Hey, man. How many Super Bowls have we won, Marcus?
3, baby.
I don't know who else we're going to get here, Pono. To do that, brother. You find somebody, hey, you name them. Okay? That man right there gives us the best shot in the NFL, period. Still believe in it.
Michael Kittle, don't you need to change up plays at times so they can't catch on?
You have to. You got to. So you're not, like I said, the tail is not so predictable. You have to change it up. Yeah, I got to make it look different. How about when you do that, run the football? So, but guys, man, I'm telling you, like stretching the defense in a lot of different ways. You know what we haven't ran? You know we ran Marcus. We haven't ran mesh a lot. The shallow crosses as much after that first.
I was going to say, you think that's a reason because they're scared of an injury?
Could. Because week after that, then, Travis went to try to get one and for Hollywood Brown, and we didn't get the first down because we didn't pick the right way. But there's no reason to completely get away from that play. There's just none whatsoever. We run a lot of pick plays and stuff like that. We do an amazing job of that. But if teams are thinking in your head, like they're in your head now, okay, about what you're going to run, and they were just sitting there and they were just trusting it. Like I said, McDermott knows Andy knows. He knows him. Come on, man. Just saying we ain't going against, a guy that hadn't seen Andy, played, coach with him. I mean, shoot. So.
Yeah, it's funny, right? That you have Worthy's freak injury on that play, and we haven't run rub routes since then, right? And then Patrick Mahomes' freak injury on a QB sneak. We don't run QB sneaks. Not to say we don't. I don't think we need to run them. I think we have the better. We have the better of that with Kareem Hunt's short yardage carries. But still, though, it's just interesting. The two freak injuries are the reason why we're kind of snake bitten, and we don't want to run those plays anymore. So it seems like.
So, Pono, this is the problem. Please, people excuse Andy's faults because the Super Bowl wins. Nope, nobody's excusing his faults. Look, guys are going to get beat. And so if you know of a better coach that could come in to do a much better job, hey, let's have it.
Let me ask you this, because on the same vein of this, I'm not saying to get rid of Andy Reid and whatnot, but would it be? I know he likes hiring, and all coaches like hiring guys that they know and right, like guys who are their umbrella, their tree, like the Doug Petersons, Nagy, EB, all those guys. What if, say, in the offseason, right, we bring in? I'm not saying bring in this guy, but like a Cliff Kingsbury type, another offensive mind, someone who's bringing a little different spice of offense to the staff instead of the same old guys who all come from that same Andy Reid system. It's just kind of a newish kind of realm to the offense, just to spice it up a little bit. What do you make of that? What will be the pros and cons of doing that?
I mean, you can spice it up a little bit, but what does that spice look like? Okay, is that a better spice for your pot? Is what you're really asking,
right?
Right. I mean, seriously, and you don't quite know that. I mean, you're just going to be taking a chance and a gander on it. That's what you're going to be doing. Okay. So what we have seen is, is there some things that Andy needs to do more of? Yes, the run, absolutely. Do we excuse what is he above criticism? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But there's a reason why we have won 3 Super Bowls with Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, those guys have been doing really well. Tyreek Hill went down there to South Beach. Now he's hurt, frustrated, not winning. We paying all these other jokers around here $55 million, all these other quarterbacks, that getting paid $60. How many jokers been into the championship, Marcus?
No, not a lot of them. You can only count with one hand how many guys who are currently coaches in the league who have been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Andy Reid, McVay, Zach Taylor's been to a Super Bowl. I mean, the guy who's beat us, McDermott, hasn't been to one.
Yeah.
Harbaugh. Not many.
Not many. He just happened to incorporate running the football more. Now, when I'm saying this, adapting to certain things, I totally agree, and I think it does a good job adapting. We seen that last year. We were successful last year, because we did adapt. When we didn't, guess what? Because we didn't have Rashee Rice, we didn't have Hollywood Brown. We were down guys, weren't we, Marcus? Did we adapt? Sure did.
Yeah. A 5-game span or 4-game span where Kareem had 20 plus carries in those games. We had nobody. It was Kareem and Juju in those games.
Yeah. That's adapt for your tail right there. So Andy could do it. He can. And I think, this was like one of those like, okay, hey, we probably need to make an adjustment at the half. We didn't. They didn't do enough of it. Still looking for their tendencies, right? We're looking at their tendencies too. But also, too, I think it's easier to kind of adapt on defense than it is on offense. Why? Because you run more plays. There's more plays to run. Defense, you can line guys up. You can. Everybody knows coverages. Cover 1, 2, 0, 3, 4, combination coverages. Guys could do all those different things, okay? Getting away from all the complex blitzes and stuff, okay? You can play it to where you can still have a good defense being basic or goal line defense. You could do all those things. If guys know their assignment, that's something that you can play because then it works on their ability. Offenses, shoot. Do I have to keep going through this? Huh? G, you see all these plays that guys have to run and this on offenses? Defensive playbooks don't look like this. They don't. Defensive playbooks don't look like that. That's why it's cerebral on the offensive side of football. And you need to do a much better job. We just didn't utilize a lot of this. So he's still going to give us a much better, combination to make plays. We are. So, but we got to go with the things that do work. We just didn't do it. What works? Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt up the middle. Yeah. Somebody grew. Come on, man. No. No. Can Cliff Kingsbury come in and do some? Sure, he'll run, some things that look exotic. Didn't work with Kyler Murray and all those guys and those suckers. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is looking like it's working out with Kyler Murray now. They benched him for Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. So, I know Cliff had, Pat, in college and stuff. Yeah, you shoot. There's some things you could possibly do. But also, too, you had to go into the strong suit of what the guys that you get here to do as well.
Yep.
Personnel matters. So Cliff over there in Washington, what's Washington look like right now?
They're having a hard year with injuries.
Huh?
They're having a hard year with injuries.
Yeah, they are. But you know what other people was talking about? Like, hey, we're going to figure out Jaden Daniels too.
Yeah, I mean, even before the injuries, he looked like, a year of tape on him. Looked like the, kind of the CJ Stroud effect, right? He looked great that rookie season. Following season, you got defenses know what they're doing. They're doing the same film stuff that these guys were doing. The Bills were doing.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. I have seen, some people say if Nagy is up for some of these jobs in the offseason, like Tennessee Titans, to say he's one of the names to watch the Titans. If the Miami Dolphins do get rid of Mike McDaniels, maybe McDaniels becomes the OC next year. See, that's the kind. I think that's the kind of stuff people were talking about is like bringing in a different type of offensive mind to kind of mesh with the Andy Reid offensive genius. You have someone who's coming from a different kind of school of thought, and you kind of mix them together. That's where I've seen a lot of people kind of where their heads at. Replacing Andy for a new head coach is silly, but bringing in maybe a guy to replace Matt Nagy who doesn't come from the Andy Reid school, a tree, that would be the thing. And yes, Coach Dunn would be my choice.
Bring me on in, baby. Bring me on in. We can. So we look at like, okay, the games while we're 5-4, right? While we 5-4. And what was the issues and the problems? Okay. And you could probably dissect each and every game while we lost the game. Okay. Our line had to grow to get better. We still wasn't running the ball effectively during the first few games of the year, which we should have been doing. Defense was playing good ball, you know. So you could go through and figure all these things out. And that's exactly what Pat was sitting there saying, like, we got to learn from these losses. And now we run out of room and space to lose. We ain't got too many, you know, little maybes. We don't. You know, shoot, we definitely don't have any more of those. What's it? Golf term. What is it? Shoot.
A mulligan.
Mulligans. We ain't almost. Hey, shoot, we running out of you know, mulligans around here now. It's tight. It is tight. So we looking at here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more games.
It's getting close to midnight. Getting close to midnight.
But I see KCSN asked, "Oh, how many games?" I said we can win all these. We can win all of them. We really can.
Yeah.
If we get to it and look just like the Bills look to field studies and say, "Hey, man, we got to make adjustments when we need to make adjustments. We can't be stuck in our old ways. We got to do things that's going to be able to make us or put ourselves in a better position to win." The coaches got to do a much better job of making those adjustments. And I said, my money's on the team that has Super Bowl experience and playoff experience. That's where my money's on. And the coaches that belong there too. That's where my money's on, Marcus. That's what business said. Like, gee whiz. One loss, people trying to replace the whole team. Sometimes you just get beat. Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes you get hit in the mouth. And all our mistakes and things that we did, and shoot, hey, it was this. Let's go ahead and hit this. Let's get through these grades.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Talk about this, man. Shoot.
All right, so this is right on topic. With that being said, grades on Andy Reid and Matt Nagy's offensive scheme for Week 9.
I what I saw on it, I don't think they were prepared. I think they were prepared, but I think they were prepared to play a different team. And we didn't really make too many adjustments. And what they thought they were going to do, they didn't do as much of. And what we thought we could match up and attack them, we did sometimes, and other times we just didn't. We didn't always take what the defense gave us. Defense let us, hey, run the football. We would let you have it up the middle, and we didn't take advantage of that. We just did not. Andy and Nagy didn't put the guys in a position to win and make plays. They said that. Andy said it himself. And guess what? I agree with Andy. I agree with Andy's assessment of himself in this football game. So with that being said, I'm going to give the coaches on offense, I'm going to give them a C-.
Ooh, C-. Okay, we got Jazzy D with a C-. Sasha says no vowels. B, D+, F, D, D, F, D, C. Okay, so, all right, yeah, and C-. There you go. So, yeah, a lot of people are in that same ballpark, JD.
Yeah. I just, when you have, I think the one that got me was when before the half, and we get 3 points out of that on the 2-yard line. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Because you could have ran a QB sneak with Pat, even. They don't do it no more, so they ain't expecting it. Teams know we don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Guess what? Hey, put Rashee Rice back here again. How about that?
What do you think about that, by the way? I've seen mixed reviews on that. People are saying like they don't really want Rashee Rice to be used as Deebo Samuel type. They want him quick screen yak stuff. They don't want him back there doing wildcat handoffs. What do you think about that?
Rashee Rice can do whatever he wants on that field, man. He's a strong guy. And I said it yesterday, and I heard the announcers because that is the truth. He is a strong man. And he could run downhill. He's a weapon. Let's utilize him in a lot of different ways. And that they're using him at that position like that. It's a weapon. You know what you do from that, Marcus? He goes back there, takes a snap, dump pass. Okay? Or reverse jet sweep. That word that come around here. Shoot, they had, who was it? DJ Moore threw a touchdown to Williams yesterday.
Yeah.
So you set teams up. That's what you do. Okay? Successful, set it up. So I don't mind that whatsoever. We were talking about adapting. That's an adapt. We're adapting.
It's true.
So, yeah.
All right. Quarterback grade.
Oh, man. Well, I know a lot of people talked about our offensive line were down. It was getting a lot of pressure, getting hit. Some of that was on Pat. The times that he didn't have no time to throw, that's inexcusable. But there was times that Pat just kept the ball in his hand way too long. Can some of it be play calling? Sure, it is. But also, too, Pat, we had contingency plans when backs out the backfield, swing routes out to the side, throw it to him. Pat, go one-on-one with the linebacker. I'm taking Kareem Hunt against our linebacker all day. I'm giving it to him. Easy win. Let Hunt go and eat. He can make a guy miss. He can run over him. Let him go do that. But this is probably one of the worst games I've seen Pat play. In indecision, there was guys that was open. There was time that he could have thrown the ball and put it on Worthy. He had the one to Rice on the first half for the third down, and he double clutched it, and he didn't need to. He kind of ran cloud coverage over, but you had it immediately. Throw the ball to the out. It's a couple times ran out. Throw it. Daggone, just take it, baby. And I get, hey, he wants to go down the field. Sexy. Those things are sexy. But you know what else is sexy? Move the chains. That's what's sexy. And so when we wasn't getting into that type of rhythm, we're not getting the ball out of hand quick enough. We're not checking it down to Kareem Hunt or Travis Kelce or getting into the out route, and then the coach is not helping you out. The line's not helping you out. Now it all looks like just a bowl of boo-boo. It does. And we were still in the game, Marcus. I was just sitting there, I'm just like, look at this. Wow. We're going to come back and get this thing. I mean, we're back in the game. Defense does the job. Okay, make a play. They make the play. Good. Let's go. Come on. And the one that Wanye Morris opened the door, get on the side. Hey, man, shoot. You got Rashee Rice now on the out route. Throw it. You ain't got to throw the deep one. Throw it. Rashee Rice, that's your guy. Throw it to him. Travis Kelce in the middle, throw it to him. Man, bad ball by Pat, man. Bad ball by Pat. And I think he's right there with the fearless leader, with Andy and those guys. I think he sits in the same boat, man. I gave Pat a C-.
Yeah, that was C- popular one by everybody.
Yeah.
Saw some D's, but mostly C- from everyone.
B. What game was y'all watching?
No, I said mostly C-. I saw some D's.
Oh, D's.
No B's.
Daggone.
Yeah, no B's. First time I actually haven't seen a B for Pat from some of the people in the chat. Ugly game. All right, offensive line, JD.
Oh. Up and downs. Man, up and downs. The times we got beat, it was times we gave a little bit of protection. Those guys getting twisted around. Those guys getting manhandled. That went up and down the line. It did. Up and down the line. up and down the line. Guys getting tossed out. Another play that we ran in the goal line, Kareem Hunt up the middle, and really a zone play, really inside zone. Sumate done come up for the linebacker. Creed Humphrey gets thrown out the club. I mean, he's a wrestler. He looked like he got thrown on the mat. And just plays like that. Look, we're gonna lose. There's certain things you're gonna lose, right? It is. But there was times I think the guys did a decent job blocking. And like I said, do you want to help the line out? Put them in a better position, okay, to make those plays. Put them in a much better position. And we just didn't do it. We didn't do it. So Juwan got hurt. Jalen Ward had an up and down game. I thought he was pretty decent. Sumate, I thought it was okay. Creed and Trey was all right. It was okay. But I think they right there with Pat Nose. I gave him a C-.
Yeah. JD, this is something I've seen some people online kind of talking about is there's not a lot of I guess swagger from the offensive line. You don't see a lot of that tough guy. Like for example, they said this not G's kind of saying it here, but I'll just say what I've seen echoes of what I've seen online. You know, Pat was getting smacked around a lot yesterday. You didn't see a lot of the offensive linemen when guys are standing over Pat, like going over there and shoving them after the play and stuff. And you don't really see that from these guys. That's something that they'd want to see a little bit more of from our big dudes up front. Kind of like I think you'll want to see a little bit of Josh Simmons, you know, that fight that he had with Ashton Gelati over the summer. They want to see a little bit of that. Obviously not throwing fists, but, you know, a little bit of that kind of swagger that we saw in the offseason. We haven't really seen so far this year with this.
Well, you declaw. That's what you do. You have taken the claws out of these guys by subjecting them to pass protection. That's the world they live in right now. Ain't a whole lot of toughness there. And so when you retreat and you catch and your body get used to doing some of those things. You know, when I was watching, when Kareem Hunt was running and he was running for his life and them guys ran down and started hitting, that's what those guys want to do. You want to catch a couple of guys over the pile so you can absolutely just plant those suckers into the turf. These guys want to hit. They're physical guys. They're physical dudes. Run the daggone football. Run it again. And I come over the sideline, I'm like, daggone it, we're gonna run it again. We run it right here, A gap or B gap. Win with your guy. And then I'm gonna find out what you're about. No, we're not passing it. We run it 3 times in a row is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna find out what your heart pumps. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. You have big guys like that, man, that can absolutely move bodies. Then you got to give it to them. Trey Smith is a mauler. Creed Humphrey. We talking about these guys, I mean, state wrestling champs and all that. They got all of those things about them. Creed was just known to be nasty in college. He's nasty up here in run game and stuff. You got to bring it out of these guys, man. Dangle some red meat in front of them. Oh, how you do that? Go hit Joey Bosa in the mouth. That's how you do it. Let him come up the field. What was that? Remember the Titans? Let him. Sunshine said, "Let him through. Let him through.
Mm-hmm.
Let him through. I got him. Let him through. Let him through. That's what you do. Yeah, catch that sucker right there in his chin. That's what you do. Couple trap blocks. Couple wham blocks. That's what you do. But you sitting back there and you just, you catch it all the time and you're like this, you shoot. You're retreating. And they was just getting underneath the guys and just pushing them back. Daggone it. You became the sled. Now all of a sudden you the sled. You used to go to hit the sled. Marcus, remember the sled work? Remember the sled? You ever had to hit the sled or use a running back? They toss it to you, he take out run. You was a running back, wasn't you?
Well, I did receiver and running back individuals. So I did some sled stuff.
That sled work, man, that's powerful. That sled work was where it's all at, man.
I didn't like it, but
yeah, I know it. Nobody liked hitting that sled, but I tell you what, that sled, you get a couple of big jokers on it, and you try to move that sucker, that'll develop you. Okay, you had to develop toughness. That sled work right there, baby. Become a sledgehammer. Let me go clean a clock. Come on, coach, please. Let me pull around for this linebacker, okay? And make him think about what he wants to do with the rest of his life. All right? I want him sitting on the sideline over like, man, I can't believe, man, them suckers out there hitting. Man, he hit you too? Yeah. Let him talk about you. Instead of they over there drinking Gatorade and, oh, man, look what I did to him. He back there screaming. Look at him back on the cleats. He looked like it was road bounce. Sucker back there doing the back with, on the skates. I mean, come on. It's horrible.
That's bad.
Yeah, who we got? What we got next? That guy.
We got running back. We got our
guy. Bees,
Kareem.
Man. There's some toughness. There you want tough. There's your toughness right there. 2-9. 2-9 was tough yesterday. 2-9 is tough. And we should have gave the ball to him more than what we did. Probably could have gave him a couple little, swing routes, drop it to him in the flat, let him go get through. Let him go get his money. Okay? This is a chance and opportunity. When Pacheco was down, you could run 2-9. Run the ball with him. Bashar Smith came in. We didn't really utilize him like I thought we were going to utilize him. I think we just, okay, here, Bashar, come on in for this. Hey, God. And then we, CH for one. I'm like, what? Okay. And I like CEH. I do. I like CEH. But 2-9 should have been running. We should have to the point where he's tapping his helmet, like, hey, man, hey, get me out of here. This was his game right here. This was his game, Marcus. Should have been his game. And we didn't give it to him.
Mm-mm.
That's upset me. It upset me. I'm going to give running backs, man, a B.
Yeah, this should have been Kareem's game.
Should have been Kareem's game.
I mean, the thing is, people are always talking about his yards per carry. Oh, he's averaging like 2.7, 3.1 yards. He averaged near 5 yards a carry yesterday, and they only gave him the ball 11 times. Unreal. And that just shows you, because everyone always made the excuse, well, yeah, his yards per carry isn't a lot. That's why Andy doesn't utilize him. Well, I think yesterday showed, guys, has nothing to do with what yards per carry is from Kareem Hunt, because he'd be running 5 yards a carry, and Andy Reid's going to pull the plug on the run game at 11 carries. So, I mean, that has nothing to do with his yards per carry.
No.
But, yeah, it seems like everybody in the chat has got love for Kareem.
Absolutely. And they should. I'll go get Brees Hall. Go get such and such. Now, huh? Still not going to run the ball.
Yeah, and apparently Eli Mitchell's wife went on X, created an X account today to defend Eli Mitchell. And pretty much she deleted her initial tweet, but essentially Eli Mitchell's wife started an X account to bash Andy Reid's decision to bench her husband. And then she deleted that tweet, but then responded to somebody's tweet saying, I'm not bashing anyone, just defending my husband, stating the facts, which is he is healthy and has been ready to roll since week 1.
Good for her. Because I wanted to see his tail yesterday.
I know.
This would have been a game for him, too. Hey, God. Oh, well. Yeah, don't apologize. Don't apologize for sticking up for the people you love.
Oh, she's going to battle with some people, it looks like.
You open it up. You don't open it up. Good. Go get him, girl. Go get him.
Someone said just what a renounced coach who values professionalism. Travis is always talking about it. Wants a player's wife stirring the pot on social media. She said, "Excuse me, my husband has been nothing but professional these past 9 weeks. What was done to him is mind-blowing. No pot is being stirred, just making sure everyone knows that Eli Mitchell is completely healthy and ready. Have a good one."
Stand up for your man.
Hey, I mean, we want to see him.
Man.
She's more fired up than the offense. What Life's Just Right says. Yeah, I wish they had that fight yesterday. Shoot.
Yeah.
We got wide receivers, JD.
Wide receivers. Hollywood Brown had a good game. Rasheed Rice is okay. At times we cover one, we just didn't get open. Some routes we were, a little lazy getting out of the break. Sometimes when it's really a clear picture, as it should have been. And I think part of that might have been where Pat was sitting there like, okay, what we doing? What's going on with these guys? But there was times that, you did see guys weren't running hard. It went all out. Like you got to run like you got to dig like you're going to get the ball every single play. I see our partner, man, Deshaun came in. Deshaun, you know how it is, man. You got every play's got to look like a 9 route. I learned that, man, from Charlie Joyner and Al Saunders. Every single play's got to look like a 9 route. You got to threaten the defense. You got to make them make decisions. Find places, get open, and then some of that would just say fault. But with that being said, man, I gave the wide receivers a C+.
Does the body language, what Harrison said about Worthy, does that play into the grade as well? Just the fact that Harrison could just tell by a player's body language when he was getting the ball versus when he is getting the ball. I mean, that's stuff that coaches will teach the heck out of you on that. If you're giving it away, if you're gonna get the ball or not in a play, or if it's a run play, Matt's just telling you that's telling the defender. I mean, hey, I'm just running you off on this play.
Yeah. So you still got to dig out like you're gonna get the ball because you might. Sure, it might come back to you. You could be the 3rd or 4th progression, but you better dig it out. You might come open all of a sudden. And I get it. Guys are trying to, hey, look, I got to save my legs and what, okay. All right. Man, at least play it off some. There's ways to, breathe hard. Like dig it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot. There it is, right there. Like every route is a go route, and run every route expecting to get the ball because you had to. You should never let plays off. I'm gonna tell you one of the best receivers ever to play this game, and one of the knocks on him was he didn't dig every route out like he should have if he wasn't getting the ball. And that's Randy Moss. Jerry Rice, never. Jerry Rice was 100 miles an hour. Jerry Rice ran around every route. He was going to catch the football. And Randy Moss knew when the ball was going to come to him. After a while, he's like, sure, I'm just going to get the ball every route.
Mm-hmm.
So he just started running. That's why he started throwing his hand up like, I'm open. You got 2 people on him. I'm open. Throw it to me. There's times you could see him. He wasn't going to threaten backside. You know who does that now? I watch young dudes. A lot of young wide receivers do it. That's just telling because they just haven't learned what they need to learn to get to where they need to get to. But the young receiver, the 1st round pick, McMillan from
Tataroa from Carolina.
Yeah, he's horrible. If you watch that sucker backside, I watched them and I watched all 22 with them. I said, look at this right here. This is terrible. You ain't gonna go block for a guy? I remember, man, Al Saunders used to get so upset. If you go watch any of the films when they were, and this is the greatest show on turf, okay, down there with St. Louis Rams, Kansas City Chiefs, Al Saunders made sure that every single wide receiver ran go routes 100 miles an hour. And in his meeting, he used to say this. He said, wide receivers, tight end, everybody else, he said, we will score 10 more touchdowns if guys get down and just go block somebody if they play full speed. And there was no lie told in that. What I see sometimes is when wide receivers not getting the ball, they pull up. They don't go find work. They don't. It absolutely just runs through me. It absolutely kills me. I'm just like, look at this dude. You want him to come down here when you fight for your life? So I'm going to come in and get an extra hit on me? In my ribs, my kidney? Are you sitting there looking at this? Oh, man. Shoot. God don't deserve that. That's your teammate. You go fight for him. That's one of the most selfish acts I ever see in my life when I sit there and you watch somebody do something like that. That's selfish. So I'm not saying this is who our guys are. I'm just saying this, like when you see wide receivers do things like that and don't finish plays and all those different, hey, you know, I heard that when they say that about James Cook, finishes every single play. Every single play finishes 25 yards down the field. I'm like, yep. Here it is. This guy that wants to be good.
Well, it's good. It's good habits to get into at a young age. I mean, Worthy's in his second year, so I mean, he can still be coached into the habit.
Yeah, great habit. Great habit. Finish. Don't pull up. Finish. Shoot, you'll get a break. We'll put somebody else in. Finish.
All right, we got our final offensive position group, tight ends.
TEs, I think they did decent blocking. Travis caught balls, got open. Through the one where he got smashed in the end zone. Other than that, I think they did a decent job. Didn't get as much work, so I put him right there with the running backs. I give him a B grade.
Solid. We saw Robert Tanya get in there a little bit more yesterday. He got some snaps. Not no targets for Robert Tanya yet, though. We'll see that eventually.
Yeah.
B for barely in the game plan.
Isn't that true, G? No doubt about it.
Yeah. All right, let's head over to defense. Spags grade.
Defense, Spags grade. A little shocked at this. I kind of the same. I didn't see enough pressure from Spags, what I was expecting. I was a little disappointed, to be honest with you. Titans were able to get out, catch the daggone football. I know, Josh Allen and Spags, you respect one another. I think he just called an okay game, man. He just, geez. Surprised with this with Spags. Spags is being pretty solid at B+, Bs. The worst grade he's ever getting is B-. I think with this game plan, should have done a much better job. Guys was able to get, I gave Spags a C. Thought it was just average game plan against these guys.
Yeah, to go from knowing we talked about their weaknesses against man, and then we go with the zone defense that we don't usually do against them, just made absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's kind of with C-, C-, F, C, D-. Everyone's with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the 100-yard rusher and 100-yard to the tight end. Yep.
No good.
All right, let's move on to defensive line, JD. We saw Ashton Gelati get in there, get a little half sack action yesterday.
Yeah. You got a couple of guys that, fell back, got some pressure, got, a couple of sacks. Chris Jones toward the end. Kalafis fell back and got one. D-line was just, just okay. We gave up 100 yards rushing. And we got to be able to get off the block. We have to. We got to create pressure. We didn't do enough of it. So, with that being said, man, I gave the D-line. I also gave them a C.
Be hard to beat teams when most position groups are getting C's and B's. All right. Linebacker grade, JD.
Oh, man. I watched 41 fullback absolutely light up Leo Chanel. And I was like, dang, God. And my wife was like, what? I said, Leo Chanel just got obliterated by 41. It was like Chanel owed him money. That's like, oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting that. He came in the hole and it was a straight, lead play. It was a lead. Here I am. Bow! It's like, ugh, that was nasty. Drew Tranquil falling. I'm like, what the hell? What the heck? The girls are watching, I just, getting beat by the linebackers. I don't think we did anything really spectacular. Chanel got the one sack toward the end, which is good. It, corralled him. It was good. But our linebackers, man, really disappointed in that play. I gave our linebackers a C-.
Yeah, someone made a whole post of Reggie Gilliam's, their fullbacks blocks on our linebackers yesterday.
Did they?
The Buffalo Bills appreciation post to him. Should I play it?
Huh? Yes.
Play it?
Yes, I would love to see this. My gosh.
All right.
Jeez.
Yikes.
He was, oh.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was getting toasted like this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Suckers moving bodies.
Yikes. Yeah, pretty sure Gilliam was like an all-state wrestler as well.
Was he? It showed. That's that's old school blocking right there. God, no. Jeez, I didn't see that one. There was two guys on that one, but he's man.
Man, and he's laying the stick too with those.
It's punching the mouth, man. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, jeez.
Man.
Could appreciate that, man.
That's good old football right there, honestly.
It is. That's physical ball. That's what football's all about right there, baby. That sucker understands it. He gets it. He gets it. Jeez.
All right, so now we go DBs to end off our defense.
DBs, I knew they weren't going to have a whole lot on the outside. DBs just played okay. Some missed tackles. I think we could have probably we did a much better job than what we did. Heck, tight ends on the corners and get beat. I mean, I'm like, this is something else. Isn't this something? Goodness gracious. Oh, man. We was getting smashed in the run game. I seen that too. Bad tackling. Like anytime you see guys like this on the side of a dude,
It's not good, especially when they're receiving back too.
Hold him! Hold him! Hold him! You got him! I got him! I mean, I guess our guys, man, should have did a much better job. I don't think they did terrible, man. I'm gonna give them a C. I was gonna give them a C minus, but I'm gonna give them a C. So,
yeah. All right, then we're gonna end it with special teams to end the night here, JD. Was it a good special teams night or no? I mean, Tyquan had some nice returns. Yeah, I think he looked pretty good back there.
I think he did. He actually did. But Tyquan is he's speed. He don't have the quickness and the jukes. I mean, that's but he's gonna get up through. He's gonna step in where he needs to. Not bad. Coverage was okay. Buckner hit the ball. I mean, I ain't got too much to say about special teams. I said I didn't want them guys to be mid, and they were. It was mid. So Kadarius Toney dropped his album called Mid. It was mid performance. So I gave him a C.
Yeah. It's on par with everybody, what everyone says in the chat. C, 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 B minus, D. Yeah. I will say I did think it was interesting how they went with Tyquan Thornton at return. I don't think he did bad at all, but I was anticipating with them stripping Brashard Smith from that kick return duties. I was like, oh, we might see Brashard Smith get a lot of touches on offense, and then nothing, just 3 carries. That was it. So that was not what happened, I guess.
Yeah. It was good to see another special teams get a holding call.
That's true.
After the game, wow, it's not us. Okay.
That's true. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us on this night. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will see you guys back on Wednesday. Mike Pinnell is almost definitely coming on Wednesday to talk about his kind of last 3 months going from playing with the Chiefs, Cincinnati, back to Kansas City. And he got some first playing time this past weekend with us. So we'll get to talk to him about his kind of whirlwind of the last 3 months. It'll be an interesting episode. So bring your questions. Come on in on Wednesday, and we can talk to Big Mike. And then on Friday, of course, we have that great show between two of the titans of content in the Chiefs community, Lance Spoken versus Carrington Harrison from The Drive. Gonna be a good one.
Hey, man, it's gonna be two good episodes. So. I'll come on back Wednesday, talk to Big Mike, okay? Man, with the biggest arms in the league, man, it'd be good to talk to Big Mike. It really will be. Get a good feel of where guys are. Also, too, for the bye week. And be a good one. And then Friday, of course, it's the bout. Heavyweight bout, baby. It's the heavyweight bout. I cannot wait. Woo! Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All good, baby. All good.
I suggest bringing like some snacks to watch that one because that's gonna be hilarious.
Popcorn, yeah. We go. Hey, and Marcus, we had to create some rules too. Like, hey, man,
So you have to let the other person finish their thought before you can interrupt them.
Yes. It's gonna be great, man. It is. Seriously, it's gonna be great. Shoot, I hope everybody comes out in Chiefs Kingdom to come and see this. Okay? Seriously. So,
It's really a one of a kind thing. I mean, we don't usually see this in the the content creation world, where two people who have. I mean, you guys don't know, but behind the scenes, guys, there is a lot of feuding that goes on within the Chiefs content community world. And these two guys have made theirs pretty public. One makes his. Oh yeah, Jay. Those clips of Carrington calling out Lance has spoken on radio.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. Lance sent me all the clips to play during the Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So these two guys going at it. I mean, it's gonna be one of a kind of a show on Friday. So if you guys, it's gonna be interesting to watch.
Hey man, look, I stay in my lane, I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with none of that. But it's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to talk to both of them. Because both have some takes. I'm like, hey, okay, we can talk to it. I like both these guys. To be honest with you, I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lance is our brother, man. Come on the show and shoot. But I can't wait for him to go at it though. Go at it. Let's go. So.
Yeah, Jazzy, that's gonna be on Friday. Wednesday will be our show with Mike Pinnell. So we'll have football on Wednesday, and then Friday's just two guys talking about.
Let's get ready.
So it'll be good.
Yeah, it will be. So get your popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready, as T.O. once said. Get your popcorn ready, baby. It's gonna be a show.
That's right. That's right. Shoot, matter of fact, hey, and you over here in the comments in the chat, we will see that. So if y'all want to ask some questions, please do. Please do. Okay.
If you guys want to instigate in the chat too, you guys can do that as well.
Oh yeah, you know where we'll be at. So.
But all right, guys. So we hope you guys have a good night, and we will see you guys Wednesday. JD, take us out, brother.
Hey, listen. Hey, thank you so much being patient with me tonight. Going through. I know it's a 2-hour show that we had, but there was a lot to say about what this game was and what it wasn't. These guys right here, they're going to get it all put together. I have no doubt of that whatsoever. Like I said, I'm going with the team that's got experience in the Super Bowl and the playoffs. Okay. My money's always on the Chiefs. So any of those guys get it right. Andy, Pat, Travis, Chris, Duffy, Bolton, you name it, we have it. We're going to be fine. Okay. These guys are going to find a way. So with that being said, thank you so much again for all the prayers. My nephew's getting better. He's doing much better. Thank you so much for everything that y'all been giving to us. We appreciate your time, ladies and gents. So y'all be good. Y'all have a good evening. Take care. Love each other the way you're supposed to love each other, because we need more of that in the world. Okay. And take care. God bless. We will see you. Marcus, my brother, love you. And we will holler at y'all. Okay. Y'all be good. We'll see y'all on Wednesday.
Love you, brother. Have a good night, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.